We live in a world that tells us to be perfect every single day. A perfect body, a perfect career, perfect relationships. But maybe the harder we try, the further we drift away from ourselves. What if the problem isn't that we're not good enough? What if the real problem is our need to make everything perfect? At this very point, Brené Brown reminds us, perfectionism is not about self-improvement. It's a mask we wear to hide our fear of not being loved. Part 1. What perfectionism really is and isn't. Most people confuse perfectionism with achievement. But according to Brené Brown, perfectionism is not a motivator. It's a defense mechanism. The inner message behind perfectionism sounds like this: if I look perfect, I can avoid criticism. If I perform perfectly, I won't be rejected. If I appear flawless, I'll be loved. So perfectionism isn't born from a desire to do better. It is born from a fear of shame. Shame says, I'm not enough as I am. It's not just the fear of failure, it's the fear of being unworthy. And that fear silently shapes how we talk, love, work, and live. Part 2. Shame and the need to be liked. Brené Brown has spent decades studying shame, not as a moral issue, but as an emotional wound. She says, shame is not the fear of doing something wrong, it's the fear of being something wrong. In our age of social media, this fear multiplies. Perfect photos, curated lifestyles, filtered happiness. We begin to measure our worth by likes, followers, and validation. And so, authenticity gives way to approval addiction. We no longer live to express ourselves, we live to be accepted. Part 3. The power of vulnerability. One of Brené Brown's most powerful ideas is vulnerability. To her, vulnerability is not weakness, it's the purest form of courage. To say, I love you, to ask for help, to admit I made a mistake, all these are acts of vulnerability. Society tells us to stay strong, hide your feelings, never show weakness. But in truth, the strongest people are those who dare to be open. There is no love without vulnerability. There is no creativity without vulnerability. There is no meaningful life without vulnerability. Brené Brown. Part 4. Authenticity and self-worth. Authenticity, Brown says, is not a goal, but a daily choice. Every day, we face the question, will I be myself, or will I play a role to be accepted? Authenticity doesn't mean being liked by everyone. It means liking yourself, even when others don't. To be able to say, yes, this is who I am, is a far greater achievement than any external success. But being authentic isn't easy. Society rewards compliance, not truth. Being real often means breaking expectations, and that requires enormous courage. Part 5. The trap of comparison and inadequacy. In Brené Brown's research, one theme appears over and over again: comparison. We compare our behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reels. Why am I not as successful as them? Why isn't my relationship like theirs? But everyone carries invisible wounds. Some people just hide them better. The antidote to comparison is gratitude and awareness. Looking at your own story and saying, this is my path, and it's enough. Part 6. What to replace perfection. With Brené Brown invites us to replace perfectionism with 3 things: compassion, for yourself and for others; connection, allowing yourself to be loved, flaws and all; courage, to show up, to be seen, to be human. When you let go of perfection, you gain the privilege of being human. And maybe then, for the first time, you'll feel that you are enough. Part 7. Conclusion. Imperfection is not a flaw, it's a gift. Our flaws don't make us broken, they make us human. In a world that glorifies filters and facades, being real is a quiet rebellion. As Brené Brown beautifully says, perfectionism doesn't protect us from rejection, it prevents us from connection. The greatest gift of imperfection is freedom, the freedom to be yourself, unapologetically.